Good evening and welcome to No Game Scheduled, the show where we talk about sports even when there are no games scheduled. I'm your host, John Mastain, joined alongside Caleb Bernard and Matt Lamsky. Anthony Hudson is currently out celebrating his graduation. He just graduated from college today, so we want to wish him a very big congratulations and hope he gets to enjoy his little bit of break. How you gentlemen doing? Matthew, we'll start with you. Matt, I'm asking you how you're doing. Every time I've asked you this the last 3 episodes, you don't answer the question. How are you doing?
What do you mean I don't answer the question? I answer the question every time.
You're not doing it. You did it again. Caleb, how are you?
It's a fine day.
It's a very fine day. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's talk about the biggest news in the world of sports at the moment. And that is Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. If you haven't heard, Jason Tatum tore his Achilles in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinal between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Before we get into what this means and what you guys think about it, let's what was your initial reaction when you heard the news or when you saw the clip? Matt, we'll go to you.
Ah, man, that sucks. I mean, like,
man, just tore his
okay, that's a bad way to start off. When I saw the clip. And right away, I mean, like, if you watch sports, played sports right away, you know, non-contact immediately goes down, grabs the back of the ankle. Dude, it's your Achilles. You just know. And he was in tears when he was left, so he knew. It's unfortunate. I say this a lot. I'm not a huge Jason Tatum fan. I think he's a phenomenal player. I just don't like the whole, like, corniness, you know, what would happen if we didn't win? We did it. We did it. I think it's a little weird, but he's a great player. It's unfortunate you don't want to win a series that way. You don't want to lose a series that way. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Caleb, what was your initial response to the whole thing?
I was watching this game live, and if I recall correctly, the game was out of the hands of Boston. I feel like it was just maybe a couple of minutes before it was going to be wrapped up, and the Knicks had the foot on the neck of the Celtics. I was shocked because I couldn't believe it. He goes down. I think it was a steal, right? So you see a steal happen. I think they dunked it or whatever. And then the camera cuts back to him. It's just like, like this is real. This is an actual situation you gotta deal with. And to see him go out on a wheelchair, I was very concerned. I mean, You got to question the future of the Celtics with this kind of injury.
Yeah, that's going to be the next part. My initial response is I watched it happen live, and it was kind of sad. I completely understand it, from like Boston Celtics fans' perspective, where it's like, it might just be like, maybe you twisted his ankle the wrong way, but it's like they show the replay. And it's like you very clearly see it snap. Like there's still people today where it's like he got it surgically repaired, and there's people, Celtics fans, who are still denying that that's what the injury is. He's going to come back. It's a years long. That's just Celtics fans in general. There's people who still think Brad Marchand plays on the Bruins. Let's be realistic. And I mean, I don't want to be the one to tell him that Brady retired. And it really sucks because it's going to be a super long process. And Caleb, to your point, we'll go to that topic next. Now you kind of got to worry about the future of the Celtics, because who knows if this. Yeah, okay, let's say it takes a year to heal. He heals, right? So he kind of has got to miss all of next season. But when he comes back, is he going to be the same? Jason Tatum's a great player, in my opinion. Top 5 in the league on a really good day, and then on a bad day, he's top 10, right? On a very good day, he's number 1, but that's just, those are very rare, in my opinion. And so now the question becomes, if you're Boston, you built your entire roster this season. You constructed it to repeat last year. You brought everyone back. The contracts are the same. You're having contracts run out, or with the new CBA and the new apron, that there's not a single person. No one has been able to explain to me the new CBA for basketball on aprons and salary caps. I mean, Brian Windhorst, he goes on First Take like every other day and tries to explain it. It still doesn't make sense. Wojnarowski, he would try to explain it. It just no one, the greatest minds of basketball media can't explain to the new CBA. And so I'll go to you guys. What do you think this the future holds for this, the immediate future for the Celtics hold? I mean, just look at next season. And, maybe even go beyond that. What are you guys expecting?
You
Either
want,
one of
you
you?
want first, Matt, or
I can go first. I think that you have some contracts. You have some contracts coming up. I mean, Luke Cornett and Torrey Craig coming up, but like they're not those big names. I think it's Porzingis and Al Horford. Their contracts are up at the end of next year. This is probably the last time Tatum played with those guys. But if they make it to the trade deadline, I'd be very shocked. They will need them for those important games, next season and everything while Tatum recovers. But when it comes to playoff time, if Tatum's coming back, I don't see them wanting to lose them with no value or even re-signing them. So this is the last time you're playing with those people. I mean, obviously, Brown has $300 million. So this is why you have your massive contract now. Like, this is it. Now Tatum's gone. I mean, maybe they could get somebody at free agency, but I don't know what they're gonna be able to afford. Or, I mean, I don't know. I immediately Porzingis and Al Horford are not going to be there for the next Tatum game. Next time he plays. That's what I think.
Yeah, that sucks if you're Horford too. Go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, Horford's 38. I mean, is he going to be in the league 4 years old? I don't see it.
He's not LeBron.
Not LeBron. And like you said, you did pay Jaylen Brown all that money. I will say this. The Celtics did win tonight against the Knicks. I think Derek White put up a good amount of points.
I can read it for you right here. I can read it for you right here. Jaylen Brown, 26 points. Derek White, 34. Okay, dude. You guys know I like Kristaps Porzingis. He played 12 minutes. He had 1 point.
Pingus.
Bro.
He went up, got fouled.
What are we doing? Peyton Pritchard had 17. Okay, and by the way, Luke Cornett had 10. So it's like... And Luke Cornett had 10. Nemesis Keita had 4. Al Horford had 12. So every other center, there's 4 centers on this team. The starting center had 1 point. What are we talking about? Go on.
So Tatum's out next season. Obviously, you have to address Cornett. This team, I feel, can still compete with just the amount of depth they have. Obviously, the game plan's gonna have to change. Tatum was your guy. You don't give Jaylen Brown that contract if you don't feel confident he could carry at least this team to the playoffs. And I mean, they do have 3-point shoot. They have all the aspects of a championship team without Tatum. It's just they're missing their main guy. So I'm not saying they're going to be like a juggernaut like that 40-20, but they'll definitely... I feel like they definitely can make it past the first round like next year.
Well, I mean, you almost kind of have to justify the roster and the money, like where you're at salary wise, and you're being the Boston Celtics. This is kind of, what this is. I hate to put it this way. This is kind of giving me flashbacks to both Gordon Hayward's injury and Kyrie's injury, where it's like, okay, now Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have to step into the driver's seat and like take over the franchise. It's like, okay, now it's very similar where, all right, Tatum's injured. Brown's still playing, obviously, but it's like the problem is they don't have anybody to step up and take like that next big role. They don't have like a young guy. It's pretty much a roster of vets at this point, which is not good in my opinion. That's not a good thing to have. You need to consistently have young guys to build up and move along. I'm sorry, bro. JD Davidson and what's the guy? The dude who's like completely bald on the Celtics. I don't know. Point being, there's no like super young. There's no young guys you can build on the Celtics team. Their roster, as presently constructed,
19.
Yeah, no, for real. And so it's like they have a team of vets. Do you mind? First of all, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. I saw someone today. I think you even said it to me. It's like someone proposed that the Celtics go out and get Kevin Durant as a rental for next year.
That's all he is now. Unfortunately, that's what Durant is.
I mean, he has got 1 year left on his contract at Phoenix, and he's very clearly not staying because they tried to bin him off and they couldn't. Because the Phoenix was like, okay, for Kevin Durant, we want 6 first-round picks in your entire starting lineup. And people were like, in 2015, I would have given that to you. Not anymore. But, yeah, it sucks if you're the Celtics. Staying in the same realm as young guys and the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks got the first overall pick and now have the draft rights to Duke Sensation, Collegiate Player of the Year, ACC Player of the Year, National Championship runner-up, Cooper Flag. Matt, you seem like you're going through a lot. I'll let you start.
I saw Mavs Twitter performing rituals. Like they were typing in Latin. I saw hieroglyphics for it not to be Houston or Spurs. And they won it. I don't understand how Nico Harrison, I don't want to say it's rigged, but like, hey, if you trade, viewership's down, trade Luka and we'll give you the first pick. I don't think that's something that actually would happen, but I mean, it's not like crazy. I can't get behind the idea that sports is rigged. That's a whole different topic. But
Can you get behind the idea that sports are thrown sometimes?
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Nico, I truly believe that one conspiracy theory of the new Dallas owners want to move to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Silver doesn't want that. So what does he do? He gives them Cooper Flag. And he makes the Dallas ownership like suffer through Nico Harrison now.
Yeah. Yeah. Caleb, what's your thought on this? I have a pretty strong opinion.
When you find out that the Bulls were basically a coin flip away from getting this pick.
You know what? We're no longer fans of Josh Giddey in Chicago hitting a half-court shot against the Lakers. Who do you think you are? I am, you know?
It's like what? This is like the fourth year we've been picking in like the middle of the pack. No, I can't name you any prospects in the middle of the pack right now. I don't know who to tell you who they're going to get.
They're not going to get anybody from the college from the draft. They're not getting any. They're going to grab some dude out of like Zimbabwe with one arm. That's who they're going to grab. Middle of the pack. He's like, what can he do? He can run for 45 minutes straight. That's great. How does he shoot? Actually, this is part of our new hire program. We're going to hire guys with one arm. What?
They're gonna get a DEI hire or something.
As a part of the 1904 project, the Chicago Bulls will be hiring a one-armed kid from Zimbabwe. Yeah, Caleb, that was infuriating. I explained that to my dad today. I'm like, hey, Dad, I don't know if you know this, but if the Bulls literally lost one more game, we would have gotten the number one pick. And my dad looks at me, he goes, "That's the Bulls for you. That's the Bulls."
Yeah, I know. At some point,
mediocre.
At some point, it's on management. At some point, it's probably on management now. Why are we hoping for a coin toss to like maybe set up our future? Just set up our future. Just do it. Like, stop doing this middle of the pack crap. Either offload or go all in. Like, I don't understand why we're so happy with this I need to see Jerry Reinsdorf tax accounts right now. He's got to be making a profit somehow for us to stay this bad.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think Bulls are like the highest in it. Well, both of them are super high in attendance. The Hawks were number one in attendance this year. And the Bulls, they have consistently been at least top 3 every single year. So he's making money that way. People we're idiots. We go to the games, right? They have the United Center is a great arena. So they keep making us go and they keep improving it. They're adding a new steakhouse for whatever reason. It's called Banners. They have to. That's what I'm pretty sure it's called Banners, right? There's like for those of you who don't know, there's like a new. There's like a new. Yeah, there's this new like a restaurant in the United Center. It's like called Banners or like in the Banners or something. And I'm like, that's the only way to bring banners into the arena anymore is you have to have a restaurant called Banners. Yeah, so like they're very clearly making money at Chicago, and so they don't care. That's why they're always going to be mediocre until the dollar. That's why I like really don't want to go to a Sox game this year because like I'm in protest. As long as you keep going and they keep making money, nothing is going to change. They'll just keep pumping out the mediocre. You have to remember it's a business. It's not really a sports team, right?
I want to point out that the one thing that the Bulls and the White Sox have in common is Jerry Reinsdorf.
Very true.
Their
Very
jersey.
true. Here's my opinion. Let's go back to Cooper Flag here and the Mavs. I I understand why it's infuriating. You guys know I'm a Luka fan, right? I was a fan of the Mavericks literally like 4 months ago. Let me tell you something. If Kyrie is expected to come back in January, okay, take a little bit of time to fully recover, but that is a really good basketball team.
It is.
If you have, first of all, if you have Anthony Davis and Cooper Flag in the paint, tough. And then you pair that up with Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, he decides to be a good shooter like once out of every 3 games. And then, whoever else they bum around as a small forward, right? Like, it's a very good basketball team. And the part that pisses me off is that history is going to remember Nico Harrison as a really good GM when he just isn't. He just is not. He completely gambled with this team. Dude, gambling on first of all, he didn't even want this number 1 pick. He thought he was going to the championship this year. Okay, he doesn't. He completely falls out of go. He thought he was going back to the finals, right? This also explain that to me. How is a team who was in the finals last year immediately followed up by number 1 overall?
When's
pick?
the last time that happened?
That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense on paper, in stone, on parchment, whatever writing material you use, whatever it's put on, it doesn't make sense. Are you looking it up right now? Last time a championship team?
Last time a team in the championship got the first pick.
You're probably going to get a bunch of like very recent news articles from Bleacher Report like, it's never happened before.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the Cleveland Barons in like 19.
But they're literally going to be, it's going to be like an ABA team. But people are actually going to remember Nico Harrison as a good general manager. They're actually going to remember him as a good general manager. And that's sickening to me. I might throw up now just by saying that.
It's drama. It's.
But dude, can you imagine?
Times.
It's happened 4 times?
Wait, somebody 5 times now? Yeah,
NBA
it's happened.
Finals, the first round pick.
Celtics Warriors in 1964. In 1965, Warriors picked Fred Hetzel. 1977, Blazers versus 76. Blazers pick Michael Thompson. 1998, Bulls Jazz. Bulls pick Elton Brand. Or 1999, Bulls pick Elton Brand.
Klay Thompson's dad?
I don't know.
Did Michael Thompson Clay's? Yeah.
Well, that's when Jordan left, right? You said 90.
98, yeah. That's when the implosion happened. The great implosion.
Is it Matt, is it spelled Mychal Thompson?
Chal, yeah.
Yeah, that's Klay Thompson's dad. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, but it's just like, there's a lot of luck involved, obviously, and there's still a lot that has to happen. But first of all, let's not put it past Nico Harrison to not trade that number 1 pick to the Bucks. Let's not put it past him.
Hey,
let's
you know what? You know what? I would
do it.
I would do it. Dude, that's an insane. That's a win-win in my opinion. That is a win-win.
I would do it.
You immediately, like Giannis, Kyrie, AD, that is a great three team right there. And then Bucks get their number 1 pick.
You got to put them in some
Bucks get their guy.
Pieces. Essentially, because if you look at the way the two play, right? Cooper Flag kind of is just like another Giannis, right? He shoots the ball a lot better. I'll give you that, right? But they're very similar. They are very similar. So would you rather have 2-time MVP, DPOY, Finals MVP, Finals champion, 30-year-old Cooper Flag, or would you rather have 18-year-old Cooper Flag?
You know what
Cooper Flag.
What it comes down to? It comes down to
Giannis is a 30-year-old Cooper Flag.
It comes down to 2 things. It comes down to, does Nico Harrison want to win now? And yes, he does. He is very pressured to win now. Or does Nico Harrison want to build a future? I don't think Nico Harrison will build a future.
No, I don't. I think he's so impulsive.
If he trades that pick to anybody but the Bucks for Giannis, like if he doesn't get Giannis, there's no point in trading that pick. That is the guy you go and get. He is the guy right now. It's either Giannis or Cooper Flag. And I know they're talking about it. I'm sure they were talking about it already. Maybe they already made a decision and they're just waiting. But I think Giannis fits the timetable of that team better than Cooper Flag does. Because what's eventually going to happen, AD's either going to retire there or just leave. Kyrie's retire, just leave there. And then if you have Cooper Flag, it's like, okay, now we have this 3-year, maybe 4-year gap of we suck again because we need players now that these guys left. But if you get Giannis, it's like, okay, these guys all left. So now we just do a hard reset. That's kind of the way that I look at it.
I'm looking right now. Antetokounmpo signed a 5-year, $228 million supermax extension with the Bucks in 2020. His extension includes a $51.9 million player option for the 25-26 season, giving him the choice of being an unrestricted free agent after 24-25. If Antetokounmpo declines his player option for the 25-26 season, he will be a unrestricted free agent. I'm trying to think. I feel like that's old. Because I'm seeing reading stuff, he also signed a 3-year. Anyway, the point being, I agree with you, Matt. I think the conversation has already happened. I also think the decision might have already been made if that's going to happen or not. But you also kind of, there's two ways to look at it, right? We already know that Nico Harrison is very comfortable with gambling this Mavs future away. He very clearly is comfortable with that. So do you gamble more and go get Giannis, which you can't just give him the number 1 pick for Giannis. You have to throw in some spare parts as well. You might have to get rid of Klay Thompson, right? Some other young guys. Like, you'd have to get rid of like Derek Lively Jr. would have to be a part of that package, right? Maybe you'd have to give you have to give pieces to that. You can't just have the pick. So do you gamble and say, all right, let's go get Giannis, and then we have literally like a 1 to 2 year window to win, or before everyone either retires, grows old, contracts run out, and either we have to start paying guys, which puts Giannis in the same exact position he was in with the Bucks, or he just straight up leaves. So do you risk having that happen, or like you said, Matt, do you want to build a future, at least have the semblance of building a future? Because once you get the guy, you have 5 years with him. I think rookie contracts are 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a long time. So that's the question you have to desire. I think getting Giannis would be a good plan, but I think getting Cooper Flag is the better option, because in 2 years' time, Cooper Flag is going to be, this is all hypothetical and just by trajectory. Cooper Flag is going to potentially be a top 20 player in the league come 3 years from now. All right. If you just look at the NBA landscape, who's going to retire, who's stepping up, who's there. That's my opinion. Caleb, do you agree? Do you disagree? What's your thoughts on that?
I can definitely see it, because he's a big boy and he can shoot the 3. So he definitely has all the skills to be a top player. With all the people leaving, we know LeBron's going to be gone soon. We know top 3. I'm going to hold out on top 3 right now.
I just said top 20. I wasn't going to
top 20. Yeah, top 20. Yeah. I think you said top 3. Yeah. Okay, top 20.
No, top 20 player. Top 20 player. So, well, that is the current NBA landscape right now. Obviously, the playoffs are still going on. The Timberwolves, I believe, are playing right now. Let me check the score of that game.
62-47 Timberwolves.
Thank you, Matthew. I don't know how you had that already available to you. But let's go on. I'm going to open up the floor here to you guys just a little bit and talk about the NHL playoffs. It has been very entertaining. Before we get started, though, before I let you guys go off and talk about specific games, specific series, what you've had an opinion on, Matt, you sent me something the other day, and I want to ask you this, and I want to know if you can touch on it a little bit. You sent me a post on Instagram. It said the most entertaining sports playoffs, right? And NHL was number 1. I don't know if it was voted on, if it's an opinion, but a lot of people share that opinion, how the NHL playoffs are the best playoffs in all of professional sports. Could you maybe speak to why that is? Caleb, you as well, but why are the NHL playoffs so addictive to watch compared to every other league?
They go so hard. Like, hockey's already one of the hardest sports. I don't care what you say. The hardest, there's different hard things to do in sports. The hardest thing to do in sports is hit a baseball. I think that should be a unilaterally agreed upon opinion. That is the hardest thing to do. The hardest sport to play is hockey. You need to have endurance. You need to have accuracy. If you ever just like sit down and watch like a hockey game one time and like watch how they track the puck. They track the puck second to none. I've seen them bat it out of the air into the net, save goals by batting it out of the air. They track the puck insanely well. They go so hard in the playoffs. It is insane. You watch players get teeth knocked out, slice their neck open, and then they'll be back on the bench. That's happened before. They are just, it's all grit. It's all toughness. I mean, football players are very tough. Obviously, they get a lot of concussions too, but they make insanely more money. They are well compensated. Hockey players are not well compensated. It's high energy. Like I said, I keep saying it's tough. It's high scoring. I mean, some of these games that we've seen so far have been 6-7. I think we've seen, obviously, tonight was a 6-1 game. So,
the unpredictability of it, it's so, it has so much action. It's so much action and so much history to it, right? It has so much to go along with it. Because it has the names of all the players that's ever won it. It etched on it. It has the bands on there. It's home in Toronto. It's a big thing because that the trophy that they carry around, that doesn't have all the names of everyone that's ever won it.
Yeah,
it's a massive thing.
Yeah.
So the history attributed to it, the prestige. Would you say the most what was the exact wording of the playoffs? You said the most interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think it's the most exciting.
Most exciting. All right, I might be biased. I might because I was thinking World Cup, but this is definitely up there with one of the most exciting ones to watch, just because the randomness. The best team doesn't always win, right? It's about luck. It's about how the puck bounces. It's about the storylines that go into it as well. Teams rebuild, curses. We've heard so many talks about curses. The Maple Leafs, new teams. I mean, so much goes into it. Especially now, politics goes into it now with the NHL playoffs. So take your pick. It has everything you want: drama, fighting, everything.
Yeah, I definitely hear all that. I can definitely agree as well. I mean, like Matt, I think the biggest point that you stated is just these guys just don't get paid a lot, and they're putting their bodies on the line way more than any other professional athlete. I mean, football's close. Football's very close. But you look at other sports, and it's just like not really that much. Let's go to the playoffs themselves. Right now, the Stars are leading the Winnipeg Jets 3-1. The Florida Panthers beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. They killed them today, 6-1. So the Panthers lead the series 3-2. Right now, as we are currently speaking at the time of recording this video, the Oilers are playing the Vegas Golden Knights. The Oilers are up 3-1. That's been a great series. This it actually should be over already, but 0.4 seconds left on the clock is apparently too much time for the Vegas Golden Knights. Matt, you and I watched that game live. We were at a bar at the time, and you and I couldn't believe it.
I did not think that went in, and that one, unfortunately, it gets blamed on Skinner. I don't think that one is necessarily Skinner's fault. Caleb, I don't know if you saw the clip. I'm sure you did, but that one's not Skinner's fault. Obviously, Skinner needs to hug the post on that, but when the two defensemen in front of you turn their whole bodies away, the both of them, if one of them did it, would have been fine, but they both turned their bodies away and just let the guy go right around. I mean, and you can't blame Draisaitl on that one, because in that situation, it's kind of like, I think about this once in a while with gymnastics, your spotter. You never question your spotter, because you'll be like, oh, why'd you stop me? I had that. It's like, no, you don't question them, because next time where they're unsure and they don't know whether to save you or not is the next time you could hit your head or break your neck. So you never question that guy. Like, I won't question Draisaitl on that. He was doing what he thought was best. He was trying to, swat it away and everything, or at least stop it. Won't question him. The defense on that one, though, could have been better. But that's something we've seen from Edmonton for how many years? Defense just sucks. So
A long time. So they're at the end of the first. It's 0-0 at the end of the first period right now. Obviously, by the time this comes out, the game will be over with right now. Make a prediction. You think Edmonton just wins it tonight and just moves on?
Yeah. I think they can win it tonight.
Caleb, what's been your thoughts on the playoffs thus far? This specific, not the playoffs as a whole, but this specific playoffs. By the way, me and Matt did say the Oilers are winning. Just putting that out there. We're still alive.
We're still in
we are still alive.
I know nothing.
We're doing much better than I thought we were, if I'm being completely and totally honest.
Yeah. I mean, Toronto, man. They were up 2-0, and my correspondent was so excited, so happy, and then they
Caleb's got sources.
My sources, and then they just do what they always do, and I kind of want to see them win. I kind of want to see them win now, just because he's indoctrinated me into this fandom, and the Hawks ain't doing nothing. So to see them they're on the verge of getting reverse swept. Tonight was terrible. The goals are not coming. So that's 2 games back to back with 2 goals, like a trash time goal, and last night or the other game was 2-1 or 2-0. So I don't know what. Every time their top players disappear, Marner disappeared, Matthews disappeared, their top talent just doesn't show up. And Marner's being linked with the Hawks. I don't even know if I want him to come anymore, the way he just disappears during the playoffs.
No, we want him to come.
To do what?
We're not going to the playoffs next year. We're not going to the playoffs next year.
Not with that attitude.
We aren't. We're not going to the playoffs next year, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, we just put a new restaurant in the United Center, all right? You know the kind of traffic that's going to bring?
The Leafs top guys are empty calories. They got 80 points. They're competing for the top goal or the Rocket Richard. But then the playoffs, Casper the Friendly Ghost. All of them. Every damn time. And I'm starting to get irritated. The goaltending's good this year. The goaltending's not the issue. Well, okay, hold on. You made that face. He can have a bad night and goaltending can still be good. But you can't win a game with no goals. It's just impossible.
They had one. You know what? I believe that if he stopped the 6 other goals, they would have won tonight. I think that they should all walk in that locker room and blame the goalie. I think that's great for team morale.
They should string it up the CN Center and just beat the living daylights out of them for letting 6 pass. Yes.
He's got Maple Leafs falling out of him.
That man for his performance tonight. Yes.
Oh my god.
No, but
where's Austin Matthews at? What's he doing? I feel like he's done nothing the whole sereries. Dude, every single time I turn on TNT or whatever game, whatever channel is it on, some old head is on TV going, yeah, Austin Matthews really needs to show up tonight, and then he doesn't.
And he does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Carolina, they look good. Carolina looks really good. I said goaltending for the Capitals was going to be a big issue, and Carolina's been at this for years? They've been at this for 6 years now, banging out the glass, just practically begging to get through, and I feel like this is it for them. Let's see. Stars, I predicted this. I feel like the Stars are going to go all the way to the final. All the way to the final. It was either them or the Avs. They're definitely going to go do it. I think the Stars, if Edmonton goes through, are going to expose Edmonton.
Hang on. This is from Breakaway, the Sports Center thing. The Maple Leafs fans let their frustrations boil over during Game 5 catastrophe following the Panthers' 5th goal of the game, putting them up 5-0. A fan tossed an Austin Matthews jersey onto the ice. Play was delayed momentarily as an official removed the jersey. They're done with him.
No, I'm
tough,
done with
buddy.
him too.
There's no doubt in anyone's mind. Patrick Kane is the best American-born player now. I don't care what you say. Until Matthews lifts a cup, not happening. But
Everyone was talking about everyone was like, oh, now that Ovechkin broke the record, who's gonna do it, right? Well, Austin Matthews is on pace for he's the next guy, and then the playoffs came, and everyone was like, nope, no, he ain't.
He's a regular season merchant. That's what he is.
He's the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander of hockey.
He's just, dude. They're so infuriating to watch. It's just.
I think I like the Jets Stars series right now. That's probably my favorite series to watch. Not just because I like the goaltending. Obviously, Helly's not doing very good this postseason. He always does this. It's an unfortunate thing. He forgets how to be a goalie. But this Jets Stars game or series is definitely determining who starts in net for USA, Ottinger or Helly. And at this point, I think I go Ottinger. I have a hard time. Obviously, Dallas was pushed to 7 against the Avs, but it's the Avs. They're a tough team. They won a cup in the past couple of years. And the Jets were obviously, President Trophy winner, but they're beating them 3-1 right now. I go with Ottinger. I think Ottinger, and it sucks because the Hawks had the opportunity to get him too. But I think Ottinger is someone to watch out for taking that spot from Helly. And it's an unfortunate thing that every year this happens, and then he's just the automatic starter again. I don't know.
That's another team. The Jets, they're cursed with something too. I don't know if
it's the Canadian teams, bro. It's the Canadian teams.
They can't win no more.
Can't win.
Listen, here's the thing. We introduced hockey into the inner cities here in America. That's it. They're done. You can't do it no more.
The moment hockey becomes I don't know, cheaper to play, I guess.
Affordable.
Less affordable. The moment hockey becomes affordable, it's over. USA's winning everything. We're running it.
Well, I mean, just, those roller rinks, bro? Put some hockey sticks at the roller rinks at Lintonwood and see what happens.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
They're just going to beat the crap out of each other.
I think we should open up some new NHL teams. Okay, hear me out. All right. Number 1, we put another team in Detroit. Okay. Number 2, St. Louis. Number 3, Atlanta. Number 4, Englewood. Englewood, Illinois, and then Englewood, California. All right. And then just for fun, I don't know, Gary, Indiana. All right. Let's introduce some hockey teams. This minor league teams. All right. We'll start about at the low level.
I hear Compton is very nice. I hear Compton really is asking for a hockey team.
I got it. The O-Block Rangers. All right, let's give it to them. Let's make it a thing. All right.
The O-Block Shooters.
Yeah. Let's go one more time. Let's switch sports. Well, and it's a little bit of a shorter episode today, depending on how long this segment goes. But the Chicago Bears schedule has been released, and so let's take a quick review at who the Bears will be playing this season. So they will start their season at home against the Vikings, and then it will be. So here it is: home against the Vikings, away against the the Lions. Pardon me. Home against the Cowboys, away against the Raiders. Bye week. Away against the Commanders. Home against the Saints. Away against the Ravens. Away against the Bengals. Home against the Giants. Away against the Vikings. Home against the Steelers. Away against the Eagles, away against the Packers, home against the Browns, home against the Packers, away against the 49ers, and then final game of the season, home against the Lions. When the opponents list got released, the people that the Bears will be playing this upcoming season, when it got released a few months ago, I was nervous. This is not a good schedule for the Bears. I don't know how this happened. I thought the way it worked and the way it's been explained to me is wherever you're at, however high or low you play or you place at the end of the year, you then play the teams who've finished similar in the opposite, league or opposite conference. This is a really tough schedule here. This is not good. Everyone in the division is really tough, but also the non-divisional opponent. You're playing the Super Bowl champions. You're playing the 49ers, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Commanders, the Raiders. This is you look at the Giants. I sung their praises last episode and how good I think of a job they did during the draft. Bears fans, I think right now, the number is at 8.5 for over-under on wins. You guys know I don't gamble, but go bet the under. This does not look good for the Bears.
I was keeping count while you were saying the opponents' names. I counted 9 games that I feel like we could win, so that 8.5 sounds about right.
You're at 9?
I'm at 9. Listen, I was being very, very tough and critical on the names. Don't worry. I counted no Packers wins, no Lions wins.
So that's 4 right there. So that's 4 losses.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think we beat the Vikings twice?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
He's not crazy.
I don't know. I think it's pretty insane.
I think the thing
to beat him twice is tough.
I think the thing that sucks. It's my thing. It's a rookie quarterback. He has to work with. He has to learn how JJ plays. He has to. I don't even remember who was in their run game. Exactly. So I mean,
I don't know, man. You got a national championship who got to spend a year instead of getting beat up. He got to develop a little bit. And then you got Justin Jefferson as well. I don't know. That's gonna be tough. So let's go to the non-divisional games. All right. How do you think they do against the Raiders?
They beat them.
How about Caleb? The Commanders.
Revenge coming. We're whooping them. I don't care.
I really want to know. No, I really want to know Caleb's mindset here because I'm being, once again, I said this before, until I see, even if the Bears lift that Super Bowl trophy, I'm still going to be skeptical. Did that really happen? Did I really see that? I don't know. That's the Bears.
This as a win.
Okay.
It was so close, right? We were winning, right? And then that happened. I'm not going to say it's going to go down to that and that's going to, but I feel like this team has improved enough. This team is not a clown show anymore. We have a coach. God.
You can't say that, though. You haven't seen anything from this team.
We have a coach. We have a coach now. Ben Johnson.
We had a coach last year. We had a coach last year.
Listen, apples to oranges. We have a coach now. We have a coach that knows how to call a timeout. We have a coach that has a scheme. He knows what he wants to do.
That's fantastic. Matt Eberflus is a really good defensive coach, and our defense was excellent with him this past season. And then we fired him, and then our defense took a dive, right? So, okay, now you've just traded that for offense. So we have a coach who's really good at offense and can call a timeout with 24 seconds remaining and doesn't let the clock wind down. But how do you know the defense isn't going to struggle because of that?
We have one of the best corners in the league.
That's one guy, dude. You need a whole plan. You need a scheme.
Well, I know you need a scheme and a plan, but I trust that it's not like he hasn't done anything before. I'm sure he has an idea of what he's going to do with the defense.
Caleb, I would love for Rob to be in here. You and I represent the 2 types of Bears fans right now. All right. You are incredibly optimistic about this season. You got Ben Johnson. We got a new tight end, and we got a lot of great things going on. Okay. And then there's me who's realistic. And we did this last year. We were like, new quarterback, new wide receiver 1 option, wide receiver 2. We got Keenan Allen. Cole Kmet's coming back. We got this great defense. Will Levis doing the pose. And it's like, dude, this is awesome. And then the Bears season actually happened. So it's like, this is I just want to know. So let's go through this more. What do you think we do against the Cowboys?
Yeah, win. That's a win. That's a win.
I have a
How about the Ravens?
Wait.
The Ravens?
No. Let's be realistic now. Let's not be stupid.
Now we're going to be realistic.
No, let's not be. Do I think they're going to beat Lamar Jackson? No.
Dude thinks we're gonna go 2-4 in the divisional round, but Caleb thinks we're gonna win 9 games.
Wait. I have a variable for the Cowboys. Are the shades down?
A great question. Absolute great question. No, it's a home game for us, so it's gonna be outside. So no shade.
Outside.
Do you think Jerry Jones will buy some curtains to put over the Bears stadium? I already bought a job.
I think it will, but I only think he'll put it down when it's cloudy and snowing, not when it's super sunny and blocks his quarterback's eyes.
What do you think they do against the Bengals?
The Bengals to beef up their defense.
Yeah, but there's a lot of BS going on with the Bengals right now.
Their defense is bad.
Which someone said I look like Trey Hendrickson recently. I don't know where you saw that. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Trey Hendrickson. No, I don't.
I think the Bengals beat us.
I think the Giants beat us.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I believe that. I actually believe that.
I think we're gonna beat all the really good teams and then lose to all the really bad teams, guys.
So here's a better question. No. This is really important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We play the Browns in week 15, okay? So the question is not, can we beat them? Here's the question. Who will be the quarterback when we play the Browns?
Damn, you beat me to it. I was just saying, you know what?
Great question.
Kadir Sanders is throwing for 300 yards against us.
We're going to take bets right now. Who will be the starting quarterback against the Bears?
Sanders. I think it'll be Sanders.
You think it'll be Sanders?
Yes.
Caleb, how about you?
Okay, I don't think they'll be competing, so that eliminates Joe Flacco. I feel like they'll already have moved on from Sanders. It's gonna be like Dylan Gabriel.
What if Sanders takes it to a Super Bowl? What do we do? Like, what do we do if that happens in that situation?
You're gonna see a lot of edits of perfect time.
We have to tell Ant he's been right this entire time.
Ant has been. I mean, dude, I wish Ant was here. God, that's gonna be the first question I ask Ant next time I see him. Man, we beat the Browns though pretty easily. So
I think we can beat the Browns.
It's a home game too.
I mean, also we're not including the variable of injuries. I mean, we don't know who's going to get injured, so tough to say. So we beat the Browns. I think we can beat the Steelers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can beat the Giants. I think the Bengals are 50-50. Who are you calling?
Robert Geary, you are live on No Game Schedule right now. We want to ask you. I came up with a very good question. Okay, and we wanted to ask you. So the Bears in Week 15 are playing the Cleveland Browns. Okay, now the question is not can we beat the Cleveland Browns. The question is who will be the quarterback against the Bears when we play the Cleveland Browns. Who will be the starting quarterback of the Browns when we play them?
To start this season, I think that it should be Flacco, but Flacco won't make it the whole year. But honestly, by then, I think that it is going to be Shedeur, just because the fans are going to go crazy to try to get him to be a starting quarterback at some point.
Okay. I wanted your opinion so desperately. I was like, I really wish Rob was here to tell me this, so I had to call you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The answer is they'll be the starting quarterback by the end of the season.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
No problem.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Bye. Here's Robert Geary giving you a very... Matt did say it. You're both wrong. It's Deshaun Watson.
Aaron Rodgers.
From the top row.
The Cleveland Browns. You know what? Deshaun Watson's going to take every new quarterback under his wing, and he's going to be like, guys, look at this great place I found. And then the Cleveland Browns are going to have to call up Aaron Rodgers. And then Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, yo, I'm on mushrooms. And then Tom Brady's going to come and enter through like the practice facility. He's like, remember when Bobby Boucher? That's what's going to happen.
He just wrote a Wattpad story.
There was too many references.
No, that's no way. Tom Brady.
He threw Bobby Boucher in there.
Tom Brady, by the end of the season, Tom Brady will have won Cleveland Brown their first Super Bowl.
The Cleveland Brown.
They're not even the Browns anymore. They're the Cleveland Brown.
No, I'm thinking the guy from Family Guy, bro. Cleveland Brown. He won his first Super Bowl.
Oh my God. What do you think we do? What do you think they do against the 49ers? Because that's a team who was a lot better than their schedule says they were last year.
We need to look at who they lost. They lost Greenlaw. I think they lost Hufinga as well. So the defense is lacking. I think Trent Williams is... I don't know if he's leaving or if he's going to be gone soon. Plus, what do we know about Christian McCaffrey? He might not ever be the same again. And who's Purdy throwing the ball to?
20 snaps this entire year.
Who's Purdy throwing the ball to?
I mean, Kittle's back. Kittle just signed a huge extension. I think he's like the most paid. I think George Kittle's the most paid tight end of all time. I mean, he might even be. Hang on.
That's cool. I'll take the Bears though.
Caleb's like, that's crazy. Bears by 50.
No, it's just they lost so many people to
Care.
they lost so many defensive players. Like, surely they're going to be weak defensively.
I still can't believe. Do you think? I can't.
Vegas has them at 8.5, and you think me saying 9 games is like the
Yeah, because
craziest
I think Vegas is ridiculous with that.
Listen, nah.
Let me. Hang on.
Are you respecting the Giants?
He said, nah.
Like, who are you respecting right now? Who are you respecting?
Who am I respecting?
Yes.
Our entire division. So
Yes,
that's six losses. So that's 6
I don't think we
losses
beat the
immediately.
Packers at all. I don't see it. The Lions,
I see it.
And you don't
No.
And you
I
don't
think we beat
you
the
don't think
Packers
we can beat
once.
The Lions.
I do. I think we beat the Packers once, and I think we can beat the Lions.
Jordan Love kind of got exposed this past season, and he's like not in a good enough state as he was previously. But again, like I look at this.
Wisconsin's a pretty bad state entirely.
So I think we go 0 for 6, right? In division, just because it's against the Bears, right?
0-6.
So I think we beat. Yeah, I don't think we win a single divisional game.
Okay,
Not a
I'm
single
listening. I'm listening.
I don't think we win a single game in our division. Okay. I think we will beat the Cowboys and the Raiders. So we will go 0-2, and then we'll go 2 for 2, and then we'll hit the bye week, and then all the Bears fans will be like, "Oh my God, we're gonna go after the Commanders, and then we're gonna be 3-2. We're going blah, blah, blah." Losing to the Commanders. Okay. We then beat the Saints, 3 wins. Losing to the Ravens, losing to the Bengals. I will say they beat the Giants. I do think it will be a very close game, okay? So that is 3 right there. And then I think you beat the Browns. That's it. That's it. I think that's all the wins we got this season in the Bears. And Caleb, I want you to understand something. Hang on. This is my incredibly pessimistic viewpoint of the Bears. Okay, this is genuinely not how I truly feel. There is a part I'm hopeful. I like the Bears right now. I like the moves they did. I love Ben Johnson. I like what Ryan Poles has been doing, and I like to be hopeful. But the last time I did this, everyone had me convinced that we were going to the playoffs this past season, and we won like 5 games.
I think we go 16-1, 1 loss against the Giants.
Okay, dude.
So counter argument. Right.
I think what we really do is I think we go back and we reject the bye week, and I think we actually win 18 games.
Dude, our bye week is the earliest bye week too. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a drag.
Okay, so
there will be football every week though. That's cool. Caleb, go ahead.
The Vikings last year was one of the only teams to not beat NFC North. Right, like in their division, like beat anybody. That was with Sam Darnold. If you watched all the games, even we were close against the Lions. We were close against the Packers. We beat the Packers once. And we beat the Vikings twice. So, and this team has only improved. So the Vikings, I can definitely see. The Lions will be the Lions, right? It's gonna be a competitive battle no matter what. And I'm okay with losing to the Lions. Packers, I'm okay with losing that. It's going to be competitive. It's just how it is. I just don't see us going 0-6 in divisional play, especially because we didn't do that last year with no O-line and everything that had all the shenanigans that happened.
So Caleb, you might not believe me. I do agree with you. I really do. But I'm super pessimistic about the Bears.
You just think something bad's going to happen, and it's
yeah,
just
for sure. I mean,
okay.
Also you have to keep in mind. Stroud did it. Love did it. Is that sophomore slump for Caleb Williams going to hit this year?
Yes.
Okay. There's one of 2 ways to think about it, right? He hits the sophomore slump and our offense struggles, even with the Ben Johnson offense. Or 2, he's kind of a rookie reborn, right? This is a completely, we're throwing out the playbook. Dude had like 2 games with an actual offensive coordinator last season. Just didn't do a good job. So mentally refresh, right? And then you also get the added bonus of you did actually get to play in the NFL last year. And then also we completely upgraded the offensive line, and I hear that. So despite my pessimistic viewpoint, there is part of me that is hopeful, and I do really agree with you, and I think 9 is reasonable. I actually have an opinion that the Lions are going to take a step down this year. Specifically one, because now our head coach is their offensive coordinator. Okay, so can they bring in someone else? But more importantly, their defensive coordinator is gone. Ben Johnson, both their OC and their DC went to go be head coaches of other teams. Okay, so Ben Campbell is the coaching of Ben Campbell really going to be able to replace two coordinators?
Campbell? Eat the kneecaps.
Dan Campbell, Ben Campbell, Campbell soup. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Where it's like, yeah, I can look at this roster and I could the schedule, and I can think about 15 different ways we beat or we lose to each team. But I'll put it this way. I think we're between 4 wins and 10. We are somewhere in there. We win at least 4. We don't go over 10. I will take what you are saying, and I'll take what I'm saying, and I'll combine it. We are within 4. We are in between 4 and 10 games.
Dude, if we win 10 games,
That's where I'm at. I don't think we can. Well, you can't win more than that. You can't.
I do agree that I don't agree that we're going 0-6 in divisional. I think obviously, best case scenario, we win all 6. The most realistic scenario, we take 1 game from each of the teams. I think that is the most realistic scenario. You would be very
happy with that. Every single Bears fan will be very happy with that.
If we went 50 in our divisional games and they were all from one of the teams, that would send a message. I feel like that would send more of a message than just beating one team once and then one team twice and losing the other 2. That would send more of a message, in my opinion. I mean, I see both things. Like, I can see us, going and doing really good now. It all comes down to Caleb Williams. We have the new coach and everything like that, but it just comes down to Caleb Williams because it is his sophomore season, and the sophomore slump is a real thing. It's not just a real thing in football. It's a real thing in all sports. We've seen it happen time and time and again. It happened with Bedard this last season. It happened with McDavid. Regardless, McDavid had an injury, but it happens with the greatest players. It does. A sophomore slump is a natural thing. So I'm not going to call for Caleb Williams' heads or Ben Johnson's head if we aren't winning the first 5 games of the season.
He's giving us the Raiders in the schedule because that's like a gift every time.
I don't know, man. The Raiders could be good.
Who's their quarterback?
I'm hopeful on the Raiders. I really am.
Dude, if the Raiders pick up Aaron Rodgers, I want to smoke the Raiders.
Is it still Aiden O'Connell?
We beat the Packers twice. That's a win for me.
Once again, friendly reminder, folks, that Matt is the most reasonable person here on this show.
I don't care.
And will always continue to be.
There was a situation years ago.
Don't care. Winning by 50.
Yeah, there was a situation when the Hawks. It was the year before Bedard got drafted, and people were like, "I don't understand why the Hawks won't tank." And it's like they were beating St. Louis like 5-1, and I was like, "Screw the tank, more, put more on there, 10-1."
Dude, you don't know. Let me just tell you. I was pretty happy about it, but just by that story alone, for those of you listening, I don't think you understand how happy Matt Lamsky was when the Blues lost.
Oh my God. I hate St. Louis. St. Louis, oh my God. You know what? I think that every franchise should get 1 trophy. I think if every franchise had a trophy, the league is thriving. In my opinion, it creates diversity. No matter how long it takes, the league is thriving. St. Louis got their 1 trophy. They should never see the light of day. Stuff them in the corner. Just stuff them down in the bag. They're done. I don't care.
I never knew about the St. Louis hate.
I hate St. Louis.
What are you talking about? We almost got kicked out of the United Center because of the St. Louis Blues.
Well,
oh my God.
I didn't know he had this in him though. Like, I knew we don't like St. Louis, but I didn't know it was like a.
No, I hate St. Louis. I'm not a big fan of the Cardinals. I tolerate them because they're not my least favorite team.
Oh, don't get me started.
I love the Cardinals actually.
I tolerate them. They're not my least favorite baseball team. But when St. Louis lost the Rams, I was like, yes, thank God. Yeah. I don't know.
I love the Cardinals because they play against the Cubs, and any team. I love the Cardinals. I love the Brewers. I love the Pirates, and I love the Reds. I love all those teams.
So you're polygamous now. So you just love everything. You love all that. You
hey
like
man,
the Reds. You like the Blues.
You know what?
I'll love a 3-eyed frog. I'd love a fat lady with one tooth and man beating the Cubs. All right.
You know what? I love the Colorado Rockies for hopefully winning more or losing more than 121 games, so that way the White Sox stat is just wiped.
Can you imagine immediately?
Jerry Reinsdorf wants nothing more than for the Colorado Rockies to lose more than 121 games. He wants nothing more. Jerry Reinsdorf would rather sabotage Colorado Rockies games than build a winning team in the White Sox right now.
Could you imagine the season after that happens, another team does it? I almost find that astronomically hard to believe. It would just become like it'd become a thing now where it's like, all right, the betting line is always like, all right, what team gets to 100 wins? It's like, oh, the Dodgers. No, what team gets to 100 losses? That's going to be a new betting line in the MLB. It'll always be the White Sox. That's going to do it for this episode of No Game Schedule. And whether you're listening on WGOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM, or watching on Spotify or YouTube, we thank you very much. We will be back next week. Same cast, same crew. And Anthony Hudson will hopefully be joining us. From myself, Caleb Bernard, and Matthew Lamsky. My name is John Mastey, and have a good rest of your evening. Matt?
Podcast out.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know the return. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show. Yeah. A fresh, cool young Lou, trying to cash his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world brought me to my knees. What have you brung you? Did you improve on the design? Did you do something new? Where your name in on the guest list? Who brung you? You, the more famous person, you come through, and the sexy lady next to you come too. And then the hitman standing outside of heaven, waiting for God to come and get me. I'm too uncouth, unschooled to the rules, and too gumshoe. Too much of a newcomer and too uncool. Like Shadow in the Veil, I battle with it well, though I need a holiday like Lady Who Sung Blue. Go back, whatever you did, you undo. Heavy as heaven, the devil on me 2 tons too. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know. And you better wear your shades. The spotlights here can burn holes through the stage. Down through the basement, past the Indian graves where the dinosaurs laid, and out through China, nearly misses airliners, magnified ×5. This is pointed at the rhyme. Ricochets off the moon and set the forest ablaze. Now that's important to say, cause even with all that, most of us don't want it to fade. We want it to breed, meaning we want it to grow, meaning we want it to stay. Like the governor called and he told him to wait. Unstrap him from the chair and put him back in his cage. The audience ain't phased, then they ain't gon' clap and they ain't gon' praise. They want everything back that they paid, cause they've been waiting since 10 to see the lights get dim. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show. chauffeur, come and take me away. Cause I've been standing in this line for like 5 whole days. Me and security ain't getting along. And when I got to the front, they told me all of the tickets were gone. So just take me home where the mood is mellow, when the roses are thrown, M&M's are yellow, when the light bulbs around my mirror don't flicker. Everybody gets a nice autograph picture, one for you and one for your sister, who had to work tonight but is an avid listener. Every song's a favorite song and mics don't feedback. All the reviewers say you need to go and see that. And everybody claps cause everybody is pleased. And then they all take the stage and start performing for me. Like ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know, if you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show, yeah. If you are what you say you are, then have no fear.
Well, is it our little author coming back, humming its hymns a little altered? Your attention put back on the flow like the Department of Water, taking off of the dough like little Walter. Chess, yes, baby, I'm Jerry Lawler, rebel with a cause, outlaw with a lawyer, judge, jury like a loop, rap name Lupe, but my daddy name it Warrior. This is his
Death is on the tip of her tongue, and danger's at the tip of her finger. Streets are on fire tonight. Death is on the tip of her tongue, and danger's at the tip of her finger.